So we've got the ForgeBox module of the week, and this week I thought we'd actually cover CBStreams. So this is something that we've had presentations on it into the box before when it first came out, and I think it was a pretty cool project. So we wanted to share that. So what is CBStreams? Well, CBStreams is basically gives you the ability to do Java streams, but in the CFML world. And you might say, we can already do threads. Why do we need to do streams? Well, the cool thing about this is that whenever you work with Adobe and Lucy, sometimes when you get those threads, they don't have all the application and all the mappings and all the module mappings and all the bits and pieces you need. And I've noticed that we basically get random errors sometimes when the thread stuff we're doing just loses access to basically CodeBox stuff under the hood. Doesn't know about mappings anymore. It can't find injections. It just loses them. And so we had to use some CBStreams just recently to sort of make our parallel processes work a little better. But the cool thing about it is that it's not just, I've got an array, I want to parallelize the way I loop through them or whatever. It can actually work where you're actually passing a list of items to it and you can work on the stream that never ends. And that's the cool thing about streams is theoretically you can take it where it's just, you're looping through, a log file, and as something comes in, you can just keep reading that log file as it keeps writing it out. But the cool thing is that, it allows you to do things, wrapping, so you can do maps, reduce, filters, but it just keeps going and it parallelizes them as you go. And it's really slick. And if you look at the format here, so those who are watching, it's readable. You got a stream, which is you put the array into the stream and then you map over it and then you filter over it and then you do a for each, and it just basically runs simultaneously. And so you can see here that it's outputting different things in different orders. So basically it doesn't wait for all the things in the map to finish before it does the filter. Each one goes through this process, this flow, one by one. So it's sort of one of those things where if you are waiting for a big item like a log file or whatever, you don't have to wait for all of the lines to be mapped before you can do all the filtering, before you can do the for each. So big things. And again, it's all tied into Java. So underneath it's got the rock solid Java implementations, and there's a whole bunch of information here. And if you've ever seen or not seen Dr. Venkat, and I won't pronounce his name right, so I won't try, but he's got a lot of great sessions. He's really a cool person to listen to in the Java world. He's got a lot of really influential videos, and I know Luis likes to follow him, and so a lot of information about streams, but it makes it easy to do parallel. Can't speak, but it's parallel functions, and it's really neat. And so if you guys want to look through there, highly recommend this. It's just so much nicer to work with. So, but I did run into a thing where I had a struct and I had to get the value out of the struct item. That's one thing I ran into this last week when we switched it, because it had the way the structs was built, it had the struct item, so I had to get the value out of it. But it's very cool. So CBStreams, really neat, a lot of power. So that is our ForgeBox module of the week. That was our ForgeBox module of the week, brought to you by Modernize or Die Podcast, CFML News Edition, proudly sponsored by Order Solutions. You can see the new episodes every week on cfmlnews.modernizeordie.io or on the Order Solutions YouTube channel.